King Vikramaditya again reached under the same Shisapa tree. There, in the dim light of the funeral pyre, his eyes fell on the dead body lying on the ground, which was moaning slowly. He picked up the corpse, placed it on his shoulder, and silently carried it back at a fast pace. On walking a little further, Betal's voice came from inside the corpse. "King, you have fallen into a very unfair trouble, so for your entertainment I will tell you a story. Listen." There is a place named Brahmsthal on the banks of Yamuna, which was given as donation to the Brahmins. There lived a Brahmin named Agniswami who knew the Vedas. A very beautiful girl named Mandaravati was born to him. When the girl became a young woman, 3 Kanyakubja Brahmin boys came there who were equally adorned with all the virtues. All 3 of them requested her father for the daughter. But the girl's father did not agree to marry the girl to any of them because he was afraid that if he did so, all 3 of them would fight among themselves and die. In this way, the girl remained a virgin. Those 3 Brahmin boys also observed the fast of Shakor and started staying there day and night, gazing at her face. Once Mandavati suddenly got a fever and died in that condition. When she died, the 3 Brahmin princes were very upset with grief, and after dressing her up, they took her to the crematorium, where they cremated her. One among them built a small hut there and started living there, keeping the ashes of Mandavati's funeral pyre at his head and surviving on food obtained through begging. The second one took the ashes of his bones and went to the banks of Ganga, and the third one became a yogi and set out to travel across the country and abroad. The Brahmin who became a yogi, while wandering around, one day reached a village named Vatralak. There he entered the house of a Brahmin as a guest. When he sat down to eat after being honored by the Brahmin, a child started crying loudly. When the child did not stop crying, even after a lot of coaxing and explaining, the lady of the house got angry and picked him up in her hands and threw him in the burning fire. As soon as he fell in the fire, the soft-bodied child was burnt to ashes. Seeing this, the yogi got thrilled. He pushed the served food ahead and, standing up, said in an angry tone, "Shame on you people. You are not Brahmins, but some Brahma Rakshas. Now I will not eat even a single grain of food, let alone food from your house." On hearing this from the yogi, the householder said, "O Yogi Raj, don't be angry. I will bring the child back to life. I know a mantra by reciting which a dead person becomes alive." Saying this, the householder brought a book in which a mantra was written. He read the mantra and threw the enchanted dust in the fire. As soon as the dust fell in the fire, the boy came out of the fire alive as he was. When the mind of that Brahmin yogi became peaceful, he took food. The householder tied that book and hung it on a hook, and after eating, he slept there with the yogi. After the householder fell asleep, the yogi got up quietly, and with the desire to revive his beloved, he took down that book from the hook and quietly came out. Walking day and night, the yogi reached the place where his beloved was cremated. On reaching there, he saw the other Brahmin who had taken Mandavati's ashes to immerse them in the Ganga. Then the yogi said to her and to the first Brahmin, who had made a hut there and had prepared a bed with the ashes of the funeral pyre, "You remove this hut from here so that I can resurrect this burnt Mandavati with the power of a mantra." Thus, after much persuasion, he ruined that hut. Then the yogi opened the book and started reciting mantras. He consecrated the dust and put it in the ashes of the funeral pyre, and Mandavati came out of it alive. The glow of her body had become even more intense than before while entering and coming out of the food. Her body now looked as if it was made of gold. Seeing her alive in this way, all 3 of them became aroused by lust and started fighting among themselves to get her. The yogi who had brought her back to life with a mantra said that the woman was his. He had obtained her with the help of mantra tantra. The second one said that she was his wife, who he got due to the influence of the pilgrimages. The third one said that he had brought her back to life with his penance by keeping her ashes, so he had the right over her. After telling this story, Betal said to Vikramaditya, "King, decide this dispute and tell me exactly whose woman should it be. If you are unable to tell even after knowing, then your head will burst into many pieces." Hearing the words spoken by Betal, King Vikramaditya said, "Hey Betal!" The yogi who brought her back to life by using mantras and tantras, even after hearing the words, is her father. For doing such a thing, he should not be her husband, and the Brahmin who had immersed her ashes in the Ganga should consider himself the son of that woman. But the one who kept on doing penance while embracing her on the bed of ashes and remained in the crematorium should be called her husband, because that Brahmin with deep love had behaved like a husband. You answered correctly, King, but by doing this you broke your silence. So I am going back to my place." Saying this, Betal got down from his shoulder and disappeared. The king prepared himself to take the body to the yogi and get it back, because people with a patient nature keep their word even at the cost of their lives. Then the king again returned to the same place from where he had brought the body down.